master and slave relationship.
This is Curt Flood, baseball's Bolshevik.
He was public enemy number one.
What started as a routine trade has become a dedicated effort to change the structure of baseball.
In late 1969, a center fielder named Curt Flood was traded from St. Louis to Philadelphia. He refused to go and decided to fight America's pastime.
Baseball owners say the move could spell disaster.
There's no question about it. It's the worst thing that has ever happened to baseball.
The Clippers just got worse. DeAndre Jordan is leaving L.A.
Free agency is a crazy game now.
Free agent center DeAndre Jordan may be reconsidering.
It's a monster that doesn't die.
The wackiest non-deal yet.
And they barricaded the door.
It's one of the most unprecedented about faces we've ever seen.
If I had to do it all over again, would I quarantine him?
The drama of free agency has become as much a part of professional sports as the games themselves, but it wasn't always that way.
Curt helped to change the way they do business in the world of sports.
Curt Flood took a stand by rejecting a trade to the Philadelphia Phillies. In response, Flood quit the MLB. Curtis Charles Flood was born January 18, 1938. Flood moved to California at 2 years old with his family. Once Flood really liked playing baseball, no one could beat him. He was just too fast. So Flood went on to high school where he excelled in baseball and was noticed by the MLB. Flood was signed to the Cincinnati Reds for a contract worth $4,000. Then played 2 seasons with Cincinnati, 12 with St. Louis, and 1 with the Washington Senators. Curt Flood played 15 years total from 1956 to 1971. He batted a .293 batting average and was a 3-time All-Star who won the Golden Glove 7 consecutive times. He played center field for the St. Louis Cardinals. He played in 3 World Series against the New York Yankees in 1964, the Boston Red Sox in 1967, and the Detroit Tigers in 1968. At the end of the 1969 season, the Cardinals traded him along with Tim McCarver, Byron Brown, and Joe Horner to the Phillies for Dick Allen, Jerry Johnson, and Cookie Rojas. Not only did Flood refuse to be traded, he went to his personal lawyer, Marvin Miller, and wanted to sue the MLB. I do not regard myself as a piece of property or to be bought or sold, Flood stated.
You're a man who makes $90,000 a year, which isn't exactly slave wages. What's your retort to that?
A well-paid slave is nonetheless a slave.
This decision sent shockwaves not only throughout baseball, but through all professional sports. Curt Flood would have to go to the Phillies or quit Major League Baseball. The reason being, players are bound to a team for life by the so-called reserve clause. The reserve clause simply put a player with his team's property unless the team chooses to trade or release a player.
I knew that the reserve clause in my contract was illegal, and I thought that I was the one to make the difference in our contracts. Legally, a contract must have a beginning and an end. But the reserve clause perpetuated this year after year, even though you only had a 1-year contract. That clause in your contract perpetuated it until you died. As a matter of fact, if they resurrected Babe Ruth, the Yankees would still own him. That's how ironclad that clause in the contract was.
So Curt Flood suggested that baseball should have free agents. A free agent is a sports player who is not bound to a team so they can join any team they want to. He sent a letter about that to MLB Commissioner Bowie Kuhn. Kuhn laughed and said that did not apply to the MLB. So Flood tried to sue Kuhn and lost a 5-3 decision. That meant that Flood had to go to the Phillies or retire. So Flood set out the 1970 season and got a $110,000 contract to sign with the Washington Senators. After that season, Flood left the USA to a different country. There he opened a bar in Majorca, Spain. Soon he managed to pull some strings together to go back to America and marry his former girlfriend Judy Pace. When he got back, he received the 7th Golden Glove Award he didn't receive when he left the country. He wrote a book called The Way It Is. He also started painting. The way baseball is played now is completely different because of Curt Flood. Curt Flood died on January 20th, 1997 in Los Angeles in the UCLA Medical Center, where he died from throat cancer. The now forgotten day that Curt Flood took a stand in sports in this country can be argued that Flood paved the way for free agents in all professional sports.
Curt Flood's legacy is that he gave his life for a lot of baseball players who don't know who he is.
He helped to change the way they do business. Every day you read the sports page, whether his name is in there or not, Curt's there.